In geometry, you're often asked to find the value of x that makes a certain relationship true. As you can see here, we have two angles that make a 90-degree angle, because every angle here, where these two lines are perpendicular, every angle is 90 degrees. So one angle, 40 degrees, and the other angle, 6x plus 2, are complementary. The first thing that you have to figure out when you're trying to solve for x is what is the relationship? What is the geometry here? The second step is to take your knowledge of geometry and translate it into an equation. So if I know that these two angles, 40 and 6x plus 2, make 90 degrees when I put them together, I'm going to translate that into an equation. 6x plus 2 is one of my angles. The second angle is 40. I'm going to add them together because I know that together they make 90 degrees because they are complementary. So I took my knowledge of complementary and I created this equation based off of that. The third step is to solve for x. And I'm going to show you how to do that using the calculator. In order to solve this in the calculator, we've got to go to y equals. So on my calculator, I hit y equals, and I'm going to type everything to the left-hand side of my equal sign and y1. And if you recall, we said 6x plus 2 plus 40 was all to the left of my equal sign. And on the right side, we had 90 because the two angles were complementary. Once I've done this, I want to make sure I have the right window. So I'm going to hit window. And I notice that my window is not very big. It's from negative 10 to 10. So I'm going to change it from negative 300 to 300. I want my scale to still go up by 1, but I'm going to go down to y min and change that to negative 300. Change my max to 300. And I'm going to take a look at the graph. I'm going to hit graph, and you'll see we have one line, two lines, and we're trying to calculate the intersection. Calculate is up here in blue, so I must hit second, and then the calculate. I'm going to calculate the intersection, which is option 5. I can either scroll down using the arrows, or I can just hit 5. Now, it's asking me to pick the first line, and you can see that it's already on the line, so I'm just going to hit enter. And now it's jumped up to the horizontal line, and that's the line I'm trying to intersect it with. I don't want to take a guess, so I'm just going to hit enter. And it tells me that x is 8. So I'm going to go back to my problem. I'm going to say x equals 8, because I used my calculator. And if you're going to show me work for this, you should write y1 on your equation for the left-hand side and y2 for the right-hand side, because that's how you figured out that x was 8. To just do a quick check to make sure that my answer is reasonable, I'm going to go and take 6x plus 2, and I'm going to substitute 8 for x. 6 times 8 is 48. When I add 2 to that, I get 50. And now remember, we said that 40 and this angle together should make 90, and 40 plus 50 is 90. Now, if you don't want to do that by hand, I'm going to show you how to do it in the calculator. If I wanted to figure out what 6x plus 2 is, I can just go to the calculator and go to the home screen by hitting second quit or clear. And now that I've calculated what x is, I can simply type 6x plus 2, and my calculator is going to spit out what that angle is because it already knows what x is. This changes per problem, so every time you try to do this, make sure you've actually calculated the intersection before you try to determine the value of the angle.